and walked in on her boyfriend in flagrante with a redhead. No worries? Did they make happy pills in that strength? Jacko adjusted his headset, ran his eyes over what looked to be a bona fide flight plan, and rattled a string of headings into the mic. At least he showed some degree of competence. In a few minutes, Petunia leveled off. Her engine purred. Jacko's hands remained on the controls. Dinah lowered the threat level to yellow, leaned her head back, and brooded on her other worries. Perpetual motion and a kind of dazed numbness had kept her from thinking beyond the immediate, but this was the last leg of her journey. When she reached Catherine, she'd have to stop and think and speak. Speaking would be mandatory. Even in extremis, Uncle Cleon would ask if the cat had got her tongue. On the phone, he'd sounded resigned, upbeat even. He was determined to go out on his own timetable, reared up on my hind legs and calling the shots like always. Bravado was all well and good, but she had nothing spunky or uplifting to say, and the thought of making pre-suicide small talk creeped her out. Busted love, no job, and death on the docket. She felt punch-drunk, too tired and traumatized to contemplate the fallout from any of it. Her eyelids weighed a ton. She stole a peek at Jacko. He wasn't flying upside down or doing loop-the-loops, and just for a minute she closed her eyes. Something bumped her shoulder and she jerked to attention. "Take a squiz out your window, love." She looked down and saw water. Water was wrong. The map in the guidebook she'd bought in the Sydney airport showed no major bodies of water between Darwin and Catherine. Shit. How long had she been out? Where was she? "That's Van Diemen Gulf, an inlet of the Arafura Sea." Her pilot smiled. Her groggy brain rebooted. Was he drunk? She saw no empty beer cans. Was he a lunatic? A pervert who preyed on jet-lagged women in airports and spirited them off to his lair to do God knows what to them? Jerusalem in flames. How could she have been so gullible? She cast about for a weapon. She could cold-cock him with a can of beer, but then what? She eyed the controls. What were the odds of surviving a water landing? When she tore out in a fever all those long hours ago, she so hadn't planned on being plunged to her death in the whatever sea and eaten by sharks. She envisioned her obituary. Dinah Pelerin, 30, was eaten by sharks on the way to her uncle's euthanasia. Renowned for her habit of attracting weirdos, she accepted a ride from a stranger once too often. She is survived by a planet full of very much smarter people. She said, "We seem to have strayed off course." "A spot of sightseeing." "I'm not much of a scenery person, really. Nature's wasted on me. Better take me back to Darwin." "Keep your hair on, love. You'll be in Catherine in jig time." "Take me back to Darwin right now, you, or I'll—" She glanced down at the menacing waters. "I'll make trouble." He lowered his woolly bear eyebrows and mugged surprise. "Stone the crows. You're not afraid of old Jacko, are you, Dinah?" "I'm afraid of anybody who refers to himself in the third person. Where the hell are you taking me?" "I want to show you something before we loop back to Catherine." "Like Jacko the Ripper wanted to show his victims his knife collection." He laughed so hard he had to mop his eyes. "Struth, you're too young to be so cynical." "Obviously I'm not cynical enough, or I wouldn't find myself 10,000 feet over the ocean with a kidnapper." "You've not been kidnapped, love. Why, I'm harmless as a rabbit ducky, and that's the dinky die. I'll take you to Catherine as promised so you can relax." If he imagined she could relax, he was dinky delusional. But until she was strapped into a parachute over dry land, the better part of valor was probably to humor him. "Do all Australians speak with as much flair as you?" "It's not flair, love. It's strine, though I am laying it on a bit thick, providing a dash of local colour to go with the tour." "Uh-huh." "Who's going to cark it in Catherine?" "What?" "Hand in his dinner pail, cash in his chips, join the great majority. You told the bloke at the Air North counter it was life or death." She slung him a look. Euthanasia was illegal in Australia.